the Wolves actually went ahead and finished off the Warriors with a great self run by Ant Edwards, who was kind of ticked off a little bit after having some words with Draymond Green. So instead of punching Draymond in the mouth like what most of us would want to do, he went ahead and just ate him up and dropped a quick 12, 15 points on him in the game. That was Kobe style to the absolute max. That's exactly why they call Kobe the Black Mamba. That's exactly why Kobe was one of the most feared scorers to ever play this game. And that's exactly how you get the respect of the people. When you go right at a guy who's running his mouth and you absolutely annihilate him. And that's exactly what Ant Edwards did. Does Ant Edwards own the Warriors? Probably not yet, but it seems like he's on his way to owning the Warriors. And this team is really a team that's really out of their wit right now. This team is not playing good basketball. They're 6-5 on the season as well, too. I know their record's not showing up, but they're not playing good basketball at this point. And I think that this is going to be something that, triggers this team to make some moves. And those moves will probably be with Wiggins or Klay Thompson moving on. But I would think they would get rid of Wiggins before they get rid of Klay Thompson, because they already went a few months without Wiggins last year and they were still a good team. So, they get back assets if they get rid of Wiggins, because they can't get rid of Draymond because they're kind of stuck on that contract with him. And they just not going to give up Klay, because what happens in the Klay situation is you probably will send Klay to a team that's not that good, and they'll agree to a buyout. And you know who's going to sign Klay as soon as they agree to that buyout? The Lakers. So you don't want to really risk the fact that if you lose Klay Thompson via trade, where him and his agent finagled to get a buyout, and then he's headed to LA. That would be something that would be absolutely crazy, but it is very possible if they try to play that game with Klay Thompson. Now, I would say that Wiggins will probably be the trade piece that can yield them the players that they want to get, but they're going to have to go after veterans as well, too. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But when it gets down to the game tonight, I like the Wolves here. I think the Wolves absolutely are in the Warriors' head right now. They're the better team, in my opinion, because they have the best player on the court, Anthony Edwards. And if Anthony Edwards plays to his capability tonight, they should duplicate the same exact thing that they did Sunday to the Warriors. So I'm taking a minus 145 on the Wolves tonight. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. And we have So we have I have no clue what's going on with that. But yeah, I'm just reading questions as well too. But yeah, with that, I'm taking the Wolves minus 145. Let me go ahead and answer some questions about this real quick. Now, you asked me how do I feel about LeBron's career at this point? If he would have went to Miami, you know what? I think a lot of times let me get the question out so everybody else can see it. Okay, so do you think LeBron's career would have been the same if he didn't go to Miami? LeBron James was always destined to be the best player in the NBA. It's like, what are we talking about? Like, seriously, like what's the point that people were trying to make now? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, LeBron James was destined to be a great NBA player. Okay. And if LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland, they would have figured out a way to get LeBron the stars that he needed to get. And it would have been fine. They would have been able to still go ahead and win a few championships under that situation, because people have to understand Boston was getting old at the time. Orlando was a team that was on the rise, but Howard was kind of at that point too much of a goofball to really win an NBA championship. But they were able to beat Cleveland because they had a better team offensively. They didn't have a better team defensively. They had a better team offensively, and they had a better coach. That's why they were able to win that series. When it came down to the Boston situation, Boston was just the big homies versus the little homies. And Boston and those three were overdue to get to a finals. Ray Allen Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett had never been to the finals before. So they checked off all the boxes to get to the point to where they got to. So the question about LeBron, you know, and him and his greatness, it got to stop being questioned at the end of the day. You can love Jordan, you can love Kobe, you can love Magic, you can love Bird, you can love LeBron, you can love Kareem, but at the end of the day, these guys have molded and shaped our game, and they are the faces of basketball. There is no Mount Rushmore because there's too many great faces. I call them gods. And you know what? LeBron's one of the gods. That's what it goes down. We got basketball players, basketball legends, and we got basketball gods. And LeBron's one of them gods. And LeBron's so damn good that he's in year 21 and he's still a top 5 player. Most guys who are year 21 in the NBA are Udonis Haslem, sitting on the bench, just getting a paycheck to go ahead and rah guys and pump up your teammates and be the highest paid cheerleader in the NBA, who's actually a cheaper assistant coach, because you don't have to have him be the assistant coach as the job, but he's the assistant coach. And you know what? This will be your most valuable player when somebody gets hurt, because he can always fill in. But LeBron James is much better than that. So, you know, him being in year 21 and he's still the focal point of his team, that should just tell you the shit alone. Seriously, we got to stop having this argument. What are we arguing about now? We're not arguing about anything, because he's already outplayed Jordan by 7 years in a career. Come on, man. And he won a championship in year 18. So what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Guys in their 21st year are not supposed to be this good. And he is. So we got to get over the fact that, you know, he left Cleveland and went to Miami to go play with the boys. You know how good that was for the NBA? You know how many viewers the NBA brought in because of that? It's a business at the end of the day. And you couldn't do big business in Cleveland, but you can do big business in Miami. And that's exactly what happened. So with that, that's my 2 cents on that question right there. And pretty much you guys already know, if you guys ever want to ask me questions, you guys can always watch the show on YouTube or Facebook. Ask me a question. I will answer it on the air. I'll even put it on the air as well, too. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a final